Oil has been called black gold for decades. It powers our cars, heats our homes, runs our factories, and even decides the wealth and influence of entire nations. In 2025, some countries hold massive oil reserves that give them enormous global power. Today, we are counting down the top 10 oil-rich countries in the world in 2025. Number 10, Brazil. Brazil may be famous for football and the Amazon rainforest, but it's also one of the biggest oil players in South America. Most of its oil comes from deep offshore wells in the Atlantic Ocean. These fields are so huge that they produce millions of barrels every single day. Brazil is expected to keep growing in oil production while also investing in green energy. Number 9, Kuwait. Kuwait is a small desert country, but when it comes to oil, it is a giant. Imagine this, Kuwait holds around 6% of the world's total oil reserves. That means beneath its sands lies some of the richest oil fields on Earth. Oil exports are the backbone of its economy, and its wealth per citizen is among the highest in the world. Number 8. United Arab Emirates UAE. The UAE is famous for Dubai's skyscrapers and luxury lifestyle, but it all began with oil. Abu Dhabi, the capital, holds the majority of the UAE's oil fields. While the nation is diversifying into tourism, real estate, and renewable energy, oil continues to provide massive revenue. The UAE is proof of how oil wealth can transform a desert into one of the world's most modern countries. Number 7, Iran. Iran is home to some of the largest oil reserves on Earth. Despite facing international sanctions and restrictions, it still produces and exports significant amounts of oil. Its underground reserves are so large that Iran will remain a top oil-rich country for decades to come. For Iran, oil is not just energy, it's also a political tool in global affairs. Number 6, China. When people think of China, they usually think of it as the biggest oil consumer. But China is also one of the top oil producers in the world. With its growing industries, massive population, and constant demand for energy, China produces millions of barrels every day. However, because of its huge consumption, it still imports a lot of oil. Number 5, Iraq. Iraq sits on some of the most valuable oil fields on the planet. The quality of its oil and the low cost of extracting it make Iraq a powerful oil nation. Despite years of conflict and instability, oil remains its strongest economic pillar, and demand for its crude is always high. Iraq's reserves are so vast that they will last for generations. Number 4, Canada. Canada is not only rich in forests, lakes, and minerals, it also has one of the largest oil reserves in the world. Most of it comes from Alberta's oil sands, a resource that has made Canada a top energy exporter, especially to the United States. Canada is unique because it balances oil wealth with environmental policies, trying to find a future beyond fossil fuels. Number 3, Russia. Russia has long been a global energy superpower. Its oil fields stretch from Siberia to the Caspian Sea, supplying both Europe and Asia. Oil exports are a lifeline for Russia's economy, making it one of the most influential players in global energy politics. Even with international challenges, Russia remains a giant in oil production. Number 2, Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia is the king of oil in the Middle East. With reserves that stretch across its vast deserts, it has built incredible wealth and influence from oil exports. Saudi Aramco, the national oil company, is the most valuable oil company in the world. For decades, Saudi Arabia has been one of the biggest suppliers of energy to the planet. At number 1 is the United States. Thanks to shale oil and advanced drilling technology, the U.S. has become the largest oil producer in the world. From Texas to North Dakota, its oil boom has transformed the country into an energy superpower. The U.S. not only produces enough oil for itself, but also exports to other nations, giving it massive control over global markets. From deserts in the Middle East to frozen fields in Canada and Russia, oil has shaped economies and changed the destiny of nations. But here's the big question: as renewable energy rises, will oil-rich countries remain as powerful in the future? Or are we seeing the last golden age of black gold? Subscribe for more amazing discoveries. Please don't forget to like, comment, and share.